Yo, welcome to Reezy Does It. I am T Reezy. Today we'll be chopping it up with my guy Phil. We'll be talking sports, talking a little NFL, a little NBA. Phil, what's happening, man?
What's good, my guy? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How about yourself, Phil?
The daily grind. You know how it goes, man.
I definitely know how it go, Phil. So, man, let's get straight into it, Phil. What'd you think about the Super Bowl, man?
Um, it was very interesting. Um, I was very surprised at the outcome
Mm-hmm.
of the game. I actually thought that the Eagles had a legit chance of winning the game outright. And then, of course, they even had a 10-point lead at halftime, and then they blew it. Um,
Right.
I've gone back and watched the game about three different times this week, and to me, it does kind of come down to the one uh, play or one possession that everybody kind of talks about with the holding call on Juju going to the corner on double move. I don't know if he, personally, I don't think he was, going to be able to catch the ball. I thought it was uncatchable, but
Mm-hmm.
call's a call.
Yeah. Now, I know exactly the play you're talking about, Phil. And I mean, you make that call in the Super Bowl? Really? I mean, was that a blatant enough call to call in the Super Bowl, the biggest damn game of the year? Y'all gonna call this play? Y'all gonna call that penalty right now? I mean, I don't think that was I don't think that was a sensible call, man. I think it was a bad call. I'll just say that, man. Now I say this, Mahomes is a warrior, Phil. Mahomes is the truth, man. But I will say this: Jalen Hurts played the better game. Now,
Oh,
now,
definitely.
now that fumble, it hurt. It hurt Philly. That might have been what did it to him. You feel me? But Hurts played a hell of a game, man. I can't take nothing from Jalen Hurts, man. He just gonna continue to get better. But he actually outplayed Mahomes, man. But Mahomes got hard. I seen him break and run for about 30 yards on a bum leg, man. You know, that's that warrior mentality, man, and that's what it takes to win the big games, man.
Oh, he definitely gutted it out. Um, Considering he had re-injured that ankle right before halftime, and then he came out and played the way he did in the second half. And you may have a valid point with the fumble. Without the fumble, I don't know if the Chiefs actually are even in that ball game at halftime at that point because Philly was driving again and they were looking to kind of compound it a little bit. So I mean, hey man, we got what we all wanted to see, which was a good game. It was a close game. It definitely kept all the viewers and all the people definitely interested. I wasn't able to watch it live like I really wanted to, but I haven't gone back and looked at it and kind of broke down some different things. It was definitely a good game.
It was a hell of a game, man. I wasn't disappointed, man. Let me ask you this, Phil. With the kind of season that the Eagles had, with as only as few losses as they had, losing the Super Bowl, does that make the Eagles season a disappointment?
No, because they wasn't even favored to win their division. Dallas was.
Right.
Um, they started 9-0. I think they caught a lot of people off guard with the way that they was running their offense. I think that probably the first half of the season, you probably could have gave the MVP to Hurts with the way he was playing at the beginning of the season up to that point, and then he hurt his shoulder. And that's where they kind of took their tumble a little bit, but they found themselves once the playoffs came back around. No, you can't say that Philly season was a disappointment at all. That'd be totally false.
Gotcha. So look, man, what's been going on this off season that's caught your eye, or what rumors that you might have heard that caught your ear during the off season, man, of the NFL?
um, I guess first thing is Aaron Rodgers to the Jets is probably the most ridiculous thing that I could have heard, but him being traded to the Jets, or now more sensible to me would be Oakland, since they did get rid of David Carr. last week or this week.
Right.
They cut him outright, which we all kind of knew he was going to get cut anyway. Based off the way he finished the season, I think they benched him the last 3 or 4 games of the year, and they pretty much had cut ties with him. Um, that that's probably one of the most ridiculous ones, and then the other one is the fact that Baltimore still hasn't paid Lamar, and they're rumored to be $100 million apart. Um,
Wow.
with the prospect of actually trading Lamar Jackson, it is very surprising as well.
Well, man, I heard Derek Carr is going to visit the Jets, and they're not going to wait around for Aaron Rodgers to make his decision. Because, A-Rod, man, he's subject to say anything at any time and be right back in the Packers uniform next year, So
Right.
we'll see what happens, man. But him going to Oakland, that would be great, Phil. Him and Devontae Adams getting back together again to do it again, to hook up on those passes, man. But let's get back to Lamar, man. So yeah, that is ridiculous that they don't want to pay Lamar, man. Lamar is he's the best running quarterback I've ever seen, even over Michael Vick, man. I know a lot of people might not agree with me, but I don't give a damn. I think Lamar Jackson is the best running quarterback I've ever seen. Now, do I think Lamar needs to improve in the pocket with his pocket presence? I do. But I don't know if that's a fair statement for me to make because look at Hurts. You could have said the same thing about Hurts last year until they brought him A.J. Brown. You feel me? So, like,
Correct.
Lamar Jackson has never had an A.J. Brown, Phil,
No,
or anybody of that caliber.
no, that's 100% the argument that I've always had about Lamar Jackson is that he's never had a stud wide receiver, a number one, or well, I mean, you can even give him somebody like Juju Schuster, and he could probably shine. And that's just a number two. He's not even a true number one.
Now, wait a damn minute now, Phil. Juju Smith-Schuster? Really? Give him a Juju
I mean,
Smith-Schuster, and he'll be
I
okay.
I mean, Lamar would look better than he has with somebody like Juju than any other wide receivers he's had. I mean, a washed up Sammy Watkins.
Well, hell,
Um,
I think Bateman is better than Juju. I think Bateman's better than Juju when he's healthy.
I don't know.
I mean, in 2023, I think Bateman is a better wide receiver than Juju Smith-Schuster. I'm sorry, I just do. And I mean, when Bateman is healthy, when he was healthy, he did produce. He did.
That's the problem. He ain't been on the field the first 2 years of being on the team.
Right, right, right,
So you can't say, he's going to be good when he can't even get through a season. He hasn't played a full season yet
right,
in both of his years.
right, right,
I mean, we're talking about less than 50 catches and less than 500 yards. That's
right.
not production.
Well, yeah, I mean, best ability is availability. You're right,
That's
Phil.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. Now, to kind of go with the point of what you were saying about Hurts, being called a running quarterback and couldn't throw and all those things. Those were the
Mm-hmm.
same arguments that he had, about him coming out of Alabama. That's why he supposedly had gotten benched and, in favor of Tua because Tua was a better thrower. And then you see what he had went over to Oklahoma and did. And then you see how he's kind of took over, with the Eagles. He always had the talent to throw. I think that some parts of it he did have to learn
Mm-hmm.
how to read defenses a little bit better and how to anticipate throws a little bit better. And definitely adding AJ Brown, to go with the other kid from Alabama at wide receiver. That's one of the reasons why the Eagles were so explosive this year.
Yeah, Smith, Devontae Smith, that's the receiver you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also heard that Chicago has the first pick. And what's Chicago's quarterback name, man? I forgot. He came from Ohio
Oh,
State.
you're talking about Justin Fields?
Justin Fields. Now, I've been hearing rumors that the Bears might try to trade Fields to go after the quarterback from Bama. Have you heard anything about that?
No. But from what the Bears have done in the last year to 2 years by getting rid of high profile star players and stockpiling draft picks, they are looking to build young and fast,
Right.
which that kind of goes back to the Seattle situation. The way Seattle built their team with Russ on his rookie deal, and getting stud players at different positions, and then bringing in additional veterans after the fact, to build a Super Bowl team. That kind of seems like that's the format that most teams are going with now,
Right.
is to try to win before you get to the end of the quarterback's rookie deal, because the
Yeah.
quarterback is
Yeah.
going to because the quarterback's going to take about 20 to 25% of your draft, or
Let me,
say draft, but your salary.
let me say this, man. When you mention Hurts getting benched for Tua, I'm just gonna say this, Phil. If Hurts didn't transfer to Oklahoma, I don't know if Hurts goes pro. And if
Probably
he,
not.
and if he does go pro, it wouldn't have been as early as he did if he didn't transfer to Oklahoma.
Yeah, no. The year in Oklahoma definitely helped them a whole lot. And didn't they make the playoffs that year?
Yeah, they did. If I'm not
Mhm.
mistaken, yeah, they did. They did, Phil. They did. They were one of the four teams that
Yeah,
made it. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, it definitely helped him a whole lot. And then
Mm-hmm.
we're kind of going all around, the mulberry bush with the discussion, but eh, yeah, I mean, it definitely helped him.